as Riyadh bathes in the warm embrace of the setting sun. The spirit of the 43rd World Tourism Day shines brighter than ever. Tourism and green investments was not merely a theme, but a harmonious symphony that drew global visionaries, leaders, and innovators to Saudi Arabia's vibrant core. From enlightening exchanges to the celebratory melding of cultures, the world was treated to a tapestry of dreams and commitments. From the timeless heritage of Riyadh to the dynamic pulse of contemporary Riyadh, this event has charted a course towards a harmonious and green tomorrow. Join us as we journey back, cherishing and celebrating the defining moments of World Tourism Day 2023, held in September this year.
Since Kingdom has fully opened its borders to visitors, launched a flexible e-visa systems including wide range of tourist attraction like luxury hotels, heritage and adventure holiday places, Kingdom is therefore seen by many as the natural choice to host number of events to mark World Tourism Day.
It is a privilege and an honor to be hosting the World Tourism Day here in Riyadh. Why can't we create new horizons for tourism? I believe we can all advance together. Every single country in this room, every single corner of this world. With one global destination, we can achieve amazing things. Let's celebrate our achievements in coming back strongly from a very challenging pandemic. But let's also travel with a confidence into the future. A future where large countries and smaller countries can work together to achieve amazing things. And let's all move in harmony towards a new horizon for a global tourism.
Riyadh's World Tourism Day 2023 was not just an event, but a clarion call for global collaboration, themed investing in people, planet, and prosperity. This gathering reflected the unified vision for the tourism sector's future.
We need to innovate on the way we create investment frameworks. We need to go into a comprehensive new investment framework where we work together to invest in people, that is our talent, on education, in planet, that is invest in sustainability, and prosperity, that is invest in innovation and technology. Without these, without giving new incentives to the investors, we are not able to go and to make further growth into tourism.
Tourism has an acceleration effect. More you visit, more you go to visit anywhere else. More things and more places you see, more new places you want to see.
If you want to be a leader country in tourism sector, you must do everything correctly.
The Kingdom has given the World Travel and Tourism Council a lot of investment to be able to count what is our actual impact on the environment, both social and also greenhouse gas emissions. And the kind of value in terms of social benefits from travel and tourism, in terms of lifting people out of poverty, giving jobs, is so invaluable.
COVID was the biggest crisis or biggest problem for the sector last 3 years. But it also helped us to solve the big problems of the sector, especially in Turkey. Otherwise, we needed too much effort to convince our sector to collaborate together for big targets.
Every forecast we have at the WTTC for the next month, the next year, and the next 10 years predicts just one thing: growth. Over the next decade, travel and tourism is going to be growing at around 5% a year globally. That is twice as fast as the wider economy, which is predicted to grow at 2.6. by the end of this year, tourism globally will be worth 9.5 trillion US dollars. Now, if our sector was a country, that would make it the third largest in the world.
Crucial for governments to work together and make this as a priority, kind of what we're doing in Saudi Arabia here with the Seamless.
Investing in people was spotlighted, resonating with a pressing need. It's alarming that despite tourism's outreach, 50% of youth in emerging destinations remain distanced due to lack of training, resources, or opportunities. Riyadh echoed the words' sentiments. It's time to transcend traditional confines of education, evolving beyond the mere realms of hotel management. For the planet, the green transition isn't just a catchphrase anymore. The overwhelming 131 year-of-year surge in global hotel investments now favoring eco-friendly architectures signals a new dawn. Our planet is precious and the tourism sector is echoing its commitment to safeguard it.
Today's celebration is showcase the diversity of our sector, but they also show how strongly we are united around a common theme. Tourism and green investments makes clear what our sector needs to deliver on our sustainability ambitions. Today we'll explore the biggest challenges and the biggest opportunities to do more and to do better. It will be a day of asking big questions and identifying solutions. But above all, it will be a day of cooperation and friendship.
And as for prosperity, the event delineated how innovation and digital strides are reshaping tourism, especially in our post-pandemic world. With the digital realm redefining experiences, it's evident technology will be the compass guiding tourism's future. A pivotal moment from Riyadh was the unveiling of the Tourism Open Minds initiative. In a world where travel often treads familiar paths, such initiatives challenge the status quo, encouraging explorers to venture beyond, unveiling the gems of underexplored territories.
Tourists, they actually travel with their hearts in their hands, looking for what is good, looking for what is different, looking for inspiration, for stories. And what they do, they actually bag these memories in form of pictures or stories that they tell others. And in that very act, they are building bridges. So this is the time we bring back the power of tourism to play a role that only it can create, because it creates the conversations, not of institutions, but conversations of people and hearts.
Well, this year's meetings and discussions have addressed the challenges and opportunities for the industry under the organization's core themes of people, planet, and prosperity. Saudi Arabia is chairing the organization's executive council this year, and Riyadh is home to its first regional office in Middle East, which makes Kingdom as an important ambassador of tourism.
Over the past years, tourism has consistently thrived as one of the fastest growing economic sectors worldwide. According to the United Nations World Tourism Organization (unwto), in 2019, international tourist arrivals globally grew by 4% to reach 1.5 billion, a clear testament to tourism's resilience and significance. The Asia and Pacific region witnessed the highest growth, with a surge of 6%, welcoming 343 million international tourists. Sustainability stands at the forefront of this growth. As of the World Travel and Tourism Council (WTTC), the tourism sector contributed 10.3% to global GDP in 2019, affirming its role as a key driver for socio-economic progress. Direct employment in tourism equated to 330 million jobs, epitomizing 1 in 10 global jobs. The unprecedented challenges of 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic led to a drastic 73% decline in international tourist arrivals. However, the sector's inherent resilience is evident as recovery initiatives gain momentum, aiming for a more sustainable and inclusive future. Amid the historic ambience of Diriyah and the city's modern vistas, global tourism leaders converged in Riyadh. Their mission to outline global trends, delve deep into the theme of tourism and green investments, and most importantly, to craft bridges of cultural understanding, ensuring a brighter, sustainable horizon for world tourism.
Tourism industry was worst affected post the pandemic. How can such events promote tourism, especially in terms of green investments, particularly looking at the potential threat of climate emergency? And in fact, several tourist destinations are worst affected with growing investment deficit, cost of living crisis. How can these events, perhaps what Saudi Arabia is hosting today, can help the world as one family to come out of these difficulties, especially the tourism industry?
Well, the world is one family, and tourism is what brings them together.
Okay.
So events like this, and especially if you look at this year's theme, tourism and green investment, to put the finger on what's needed. Tourism is a force of nature. According to our figures of the World Tourism Organization, this year we will be back to 80 to 95% of pre-pandemic arrivals. So it's coming back, and it's coming back strong. And this is a huge window of opportunity.
Amid the numerous spotlights at Riyadh's World Tourism Day 2023, one shone particularly bright: women in tourism. An astonishing 54% of the workforce in tourism comprises women, significantly outspacing the broader economy's 39%. This number isn't just a statistic, but a testament to the invaluable contributions and the boundless potential women hold in this sector. Yet potential is like a wellspring. It needs the right channels to flow and flourish.
I'm very optimistic that by the time we reach 2030, many of our ambitions would have been achieved, and that the percentage that is less than 9% of women's contribution in the region would reach its max.
Women empowerment is an objective of Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030, especially in tourism and hospitality sector. Saudi reforms have come a long way for empowering Saudi women in many sectors. Therefore, this time celebrations in Riyadh witnessed large number of women participation from all across the world, including India.
The emphasis in Riyadh was clear. It's time to amplify support for female entrepreneurs in tourism. By bolstering their initiatives, fostering their innovations, and celebrating their achievements, we can tap into a reservoir of opportunities. In the ever-evolving world of travel, a new chapter unfolds: the blossoming camaraderie between India and Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia and India have a long-standing relationship that is based on historical, cultural, and economic ties. As Saudi Crown Prince MBS mentioned in his statement during the historic visit to Delhi recently, that the relationship between us is in our DNA in Saudi Arabia. So the two countries have maintained diplomatic relations since 1947. The relationship has also been characterized by cooperation in various fields, including trade, investment, energy, and defense. In recent years, the relationship between Saudi Arabia and India has strengthened, with both countries exploring new areas of cooperation. We have also seen corridor announcement, which is a very important project during the MBS visit to India. So overall, the relationship between Saudi Arabia and India is multifaceted and has the potential for further growth and development in the coming years.
Saudi Arabia is emerging as a major tourist destination. Many of the state-of-the-art tourism projects are underway in the kingdom in partnership with private sector. India's national strategy for sustainable tourism will be a learning experience for Saudi counterparts for sustainability in tourism sectors, unquote, says Sripat Naik, Minister of State for Tourism of India. With Saudi Arabia carrying its niche as a sought-after destination, it has particularly captivated the Indian traveller. Forecasts hint at an impressive doubling of Indian tourists to the kingdom in 2023, a testament to Saudi's rich heritage, captivating culture, and deepening ties between the two nations. The opening up of Saudi doors to global tourists is an invitation that many Indians are gladly accepting, an embrace that goes beyond sightseeing. It's a mutual exchange of values, stories, and aspirations.
We kind of invited by the Ministry of Tourism from Saudi Arabia, and we have been doing work in Ladakh in India, northeast of India, specifically in developing remote rural villages. And in Saudi, if you look at, they're putting a lot of investment towards luxury tourism. At the same time, they're creating new destinations. And most of these destinations are part of the Giga projects. But what is also being looked at is at the community level experiences. So what we are doing in India in the rural tourism part is try and create cultural rural experiences with the communities. Could be astro-tourism, could be pottery. Same is being spoken about here. Why don't promote homestays? Why don't you promote astro-tourism? Why don't you promote stargazing? So with the combination of luxury and cultural and community experiences, that's the way forward in tourism. When you talk about regenerative and sustainable tourism, that is what Saudi is also interested in.
I think, India is actually leading by example. You look at the whole Vibrant Village program, where, the Ministry of Tourism and the Government of India is looking at really building back the remote rural villages of India, and number one on their agenda is sustainable tourism and nature-based and powered by clean energy. And that is exactly what Saudi Arabia is also looking at. They are looking at the remote rural villages. While they are building all these big infrastructure, 5-star luxury hotels and resorts, but at the same time, they also realize you cannot leave the community behind. So that creates a great example for both India and Saudi Arabia to collaborate, specifically around how can you leverage tourism, how can you leverage clean energy solutions to really bring development to the communities and ensure that each community is not left behind, and they also get benefits from the overall tourism that is going to increase. And if you look at it, tourism is one of the easiest way to bring development to countries.
Saudi Arabia has become a big new destination for Indian travelers, with visitor numbers from India expected to double in 2023. So far, Kingdom's tourism has been a mystery for many. Now they have opened up gates to explore the whole country. Given both countries have come together in recent few years, tourism is one sector where both nations can collaborate to boost the economy, as Saudi Arabia can help India build luxury hotels and India can help Kingdom to build sustainable infra to promote rural tourism. As the curtain falls on a transformative 2 days in Riyadh, it's time to reflect on the milestones that promise a brighter future for global tourism.
The World Travel and Tourism Council that I represent, we're the voice of the private sector. So we've already been investing, last year alone we invested $50 billion in terms of hotel development. But the critical thing is that we do this sustainably. So we're very, very proud to be working with the Ministry of Tourism and signing an agreement that is going to be looking at how can we share our expertise that we have globally around areas like sustainability, being able to develop a whole tourism sector sustainably. How can we share our knowledge with all the businesses that we have around the world that maybe have been running tourism businesses for 50, 60 years?
Central to the event's legacy was the monumental agreement between the UNWTO and its esteemed partners.
Sir, long story cut short, would like to understand from you what are going to be the biggest takeaways from this 2-day celebration of World Tourism Day here in Riyadh.
Okay, we think that we have three main words, keywords. It's investment in infrastructures and a new business. We're talking about education, which is key for the future of the sector. And we are talking about innovation, which is key for the whole sector worldwide.
This alliance, forged in Riyadh's spirit of collaboration, commits to the progressive development of tourism on a global scale. Through shared visions and synergies, the path for a unified and sustainable future in tourism has been set.